Welcome back everyone. Here we are after 5 days of building. Now making little progress finally. Our little globe thing from yesterday did turn out okay. I just glued that base on, so I'm not confident in setting it. Maybe it'll stand up now. Okay. But everything else turned out really good. Our little table finally solidified where I can handle it. So we're gonna, looks like we're gonna fill this thing up with goodies pretty quick tonight. Of course, our structure's really starting to take shape now. Got most of our lights in place, and it really does a good job of lighting the interior up on this thing, so I'm real pleased about that. Our little sign, it doesn't, on my display, it doesn't show up, it looks much better in person than it does on the display over there. But really, like I said, I'm really tickled with how it's coming together. I think this is going to end up being a really good one. As I was looking at it here, if I could go back, I would paint this back section black to really set off the other brick, either black or a dark brown or something, to really contrast with the, so I could really see the outline of those bricks against it. But other than that, I think everything really looked good. I thought the edge might do a good enough job, but if you're looking at it straight on, it still sort of vanishes a bit. But with that being said, we're going to move on to building, and I'll go through my normal spiel. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. So like I said, just put these away in a tray of tiny pieces for a little bit. I'll build some more doodads and who's its and what's its. And I get a little more light on the situation. And yeah, getting to make a few more magic bottles. So, but only 3 or 4 of them. So don't panic on me. This one shouldn't take an hour, like it did on that first night. Was this one or was that the last one we did? No, that was the last one we did that really took all the time on the magic bottles. But, wait a second. I'm supposed to have a green guy. Deal. I've lost one of my beads. You got another one? Oh. I lost him. Got more of that. Other bottles. Sounds like I'm out of something. Huh? It was here yesterday. No, I think. No. Okay. Let me go back to my bowl of goodies. Okay. Evidently it's still, there it is right there. Evidently I spotted it and just left it in there. Okay. So, that guy. Just a second. Got this guy too. Which one is that? I'm going to go back to my inventory. I didn't realize I had 2 of them that looked similar. Okay. Yeah, I want the smaller one. Okay. Okay, now back on track. So we got, let's see, make some more magic bottles. So that should have 3 of those little bitty doodads, some beads, some bases. Alright. Okay. I think this one's going to be the easiest one, so I'm going to do it first. I said that, then I can't pick it up. Okay. Let's see here, just get out the old B7000 again. I can hold on to this part without, just try and get a little bit on the inside there. Mash that into place, just sort of try and lean it back a little bit so maybe I can position it where it looks solid on the final display. Now, parts is always the hard part. Or, let's see, I think I'm going to go back to the couple of drops on here. Put these guys into it. Make it a little more solid. And the white and the blue are the ones that get to go in those, so take much to hold them in place. Just get enough on there to stick them. I got a gnat flying around in here. I'm trying to catch it every now and then if you see my hand go through the. And back to the needle, I think. So we got. Okay, goes over this, and the little bitty pink one just gets its own little cap on that. And I always dread trying to pick those doodads up. Let's see if I can get just a dot of glue. Yeah, it was upright. Solid. In the general direction, maybe. Okay, it's on there. Now if I can find a way to set it down without square on this, because we're going to have a few minutes. Sticking to everything. Okay, I'm just going to let it sit there. Okay. Now, paper towels, because my food's got. That is the bad part about fairly full bottles of this V7000. It gets some back pressure on it and it goes a little bit everywhere. Okay. Drop on each one of those. Try and clean off the tweezers, so maybe they'll be able to actually, hang on, I got this. These plastic tweezers should work for something like this. I don't think I got it in. Okay, so that's all our little magic bottle doodads. Yes, I'm hoping that stays on that one, but it seems like it's being pretty cooperative. Let's scooch on over there so they can all stay together. Okay, let that glue set up for a little bit, and we get to make a little bit of a book and pen, pencil, situation. Let's see here, cutting board out, and ruler and thing to score with, because we do got to make us a folding book. I don't think it was no, it was not pre-scored. Sometimes they do it for you. I always like the people who do that. Okay. So I just take a standard. It's got a good point on it, but it's not like super sharp. And line up my ruler with the, you can't see it, but there's these lines here where I can hit it. Just gently drag it down through there, and gives me a good folding line. Which ones I've done? Okay, here, so this one would be. And you can pick, it's a set of 4 on these things. You can pick them up pretty much any hardware store. I think Amazon, they should be less than $5. I think I just ordered a new set for like $4.99 or $3.99 just to have them, because they're super handy just in general, not even talking about model building, or I think they're just sort of, it's amazing how many times you need something with a hook or a point or something on it just to work on things. I like to have a few sets of these laying around. Okay. Should have nice, good, solid, nice creases on all these. I got a little crooked somewhere along the line because it's not exactly straight, but it's reasonable. Nice. Oops. Actually, I was supposed to go the other way first, as it says. I'm going to end up with. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't do it, but I think I'm going to try and put a drop of glue between each of these pages to get them to really stick together. So just a single drop of a bubble. Each one sort of bind them together. Always had mixed results with it, but sometimes it really works good. I'll do that. What I'm doing on the next step, just let that glue clamp together. This is going to be our cover for that book, and you can sort of see, you can see the outline of where it's supposed to be. I'm debating whether I want to cut it all the way down there. I think I could probably get away with not doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to the actual shape. And where these, well, can't see because of the reflection there, where it's got this bevel on it here, a lot of the times I'll go straight up, but since this is, we're actually just going to be laying this flat, I think I'm going to actually go with the bevel there. But it's just there. I missed that a little bit. all four corners out. I'll do scissors on the rest of it. The rest of them not straight cuts. Okay. And then back to my little scoring situation again. See, I'll focus on that instead of my ring, or everything else. You see the little dashed lines around the edges. That's where we're supposed to fold at. So, same thing we did on the pages. This is a new, I don't remember ever doing this particular technique before, so this will be a different thing. I don't know if there's any more of them on this thing, but I got, whoop, yeah, I got to do that, okay. And I'm trying to see, I think, go that way. I think we're supposed to do the sides last. That. I wanted to make it, I guess, a little bit thicker because it's supposed to be the binding of the book. The old Gorilla Super Glue with brush. And just throw that away. I'll just clean it off as much as I can here. Just want as little glue on there as we can get, I think. Won't take much. Just trying to hit each side. I just glued myself to it. Pressure down. Alright, so nice book binding there. And I thought we were going to use this like immediately. Okay. Yeah, we are. Just not immediately, just put it here in the next couple of minutes. Okay. It does. They do want it to be folded, so okay, so got our nice individual pages there. That should match up pretty good to here. Yeah, and they've got it on the file display. They've got it like opened up like a single page, but I think I want to leave it fanned open like that to see all the writing on all the pages, because they went to the trouble of putting the pages on there. I feel like you ought to show them off. And for that, I'll go back to the old B7000 and do sort of really light line straight across the middle. And back up. Push it down a little bit. Make sure that glue gets contacted. Oh, I was going to make sure that glue got contacted. Okay, it's starting to stick now, I think. Let's go back to the clamps on either the back page of each one. I say we got a few minutes where we have to use that, so that'll give that glue a chance to dry as well. And then, and this is supposed to be like a pen or a something, a marker, not a marker probably, but could be a wand I guess, but we're supposed to just strip a little bit off the end of the insulation off the wire here. Yep. Got that little situation going, so I'll put you over there with my bottles. And now we are up to getting my table from last night back out. Where'd I put you? There you go. This guy. And let's see what we need. Okay, these posters. A little astronomical globe dealio. Our test tube rack, which I thought really turned out good using that paint rather than the actual wrap things that they were suggesting. Yeah. Okay. So, and those bottles. Yeah, those bottles and things we made and our little book. That's what's going to end up going on here. We got our, I don't know if it's a Cthulhu or a squid here on the first poster. Yeah, I think it's just a squid. I'm saying go somewhere about like so. And this one goes over here somewhere-ish. This one's sort of supposed to be hanging off the bottom of the. Oh, I need to trim that. I think this is supposed to be like a scrolly thing, so let me trim that white off the edge. Trying to make it ragged. So, let's see here. Say one in this area, one in this area, one in that area. Swizz around to get the glue spread out. Yeah, I don't think the placement is super important on these, just sort of the general vibe is what you're going for. Just a little off that edge there. Okay. Now, those are in place. Get our test tubes. Now I'm going to go back to my big B7000 because I'd like to use this stuff up at some point someday. Nice little bead on the bottom. Over here on this corner. Astronomical or whatever kind of globe this is. Let's cut on there. The good side showing. Back here. Over there. And then for our little bottles to come back into play. If they're feeling generous. Pencil or whatever. Let's see, this guy. These things are always a little bit hard to glue down because they just got these little points on the bottom. Just sort of have to glob it on there and hope they grab. Oops. So I'm trying to hide my little, yeah, make it look solid. Okay. Okay, and that little guy, just go right here. And clean this one off a little bit. I'll try with the plastic ones, but I don't think they're gonna. Well, they are. Yep. Okay. And it fell over. Making it worse. There it goes. Now, these guys go right here, sort of over next to our test tube rack. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how sticky this got. Not too bad. And it's not sticky enough to stay there. Okay. Okay. There they go. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? Didn't realize I'd already gone to 30 minutes. But got our little pencil and our book, which should be good, solid now. Okay, like I said, I think I'm just going to leave it fanned open like that. It's a magic book after all, so it should be able to go to the page that you want to see. I guess it's a little more centered. But I think that's gonna, yeah, I think that's gonna have the desired effect. So, nice bead there. I'll keep down on it. We got our pen, pencil, whatever. I'm still not sure what that's supposed to represent, but I'm thinking some sort of writing utensil. I'll just put you. Turn that a little sideways, I think. There. And that completes our, I'm not sure, the magic table. What's it called? They didn't even label this one, but another magic table or desk or whatever. Okay, so put you back into the tray of tiny pieces with the other magic table. And let's see, how close am I to? Okay, yeah, I think I can get to actually, no, okay, I'll see. Okay, so yeah, I can get to the next bit. I can get to a good stopping point tonight here in 15 or 20 minutes, so I think that'll be good. Of course, I thought that would take 15 or 20 minutes too, so don't listen to me. Okay, got these guys. Got those. All these pieces go together to make us a balance. And a couple of books, and I think those are just posters. Yeah, no, letters, okay. Yeah, that's our Hogwarts acceptance letter looking thing with the wax seals. Okay. But we're making, I think there are 2 checklist stickers. Yeah, double up both of these. We're making 2 books, so we just got to double up our doodads here. So we'll get out the old reliable. Okay, just a touch on there. Make sure I get the round side showing to me. Stuck instantly. Haven't done that in forever. Let's see. On the brown side. Oh, that glue, I didn't even apply pressure and that stuff was gone. Okay, there it went. Popped apart. Okay. Let's do that again. Maybe a little bit thicker drop. Give it a second to adjust it. Usually, okay, there we go. Now that's what we want. It's got enough pressure, but I'll stick it in there while I'm doing the other one. This one. For a sticker. side showing. Rip Van Winkle, I think's what that one says. Okay, you. Book done. Now let's make our letters. Still using that scoring technique on the paper. Just right down the center there. Right. Didn't line up on that one too. See how bad I did on this one. Yeah, that was a little better. A little better. It's not, still not perfect, but okay. Yeah. So I can get that super glue to stick like it did on that first book. Just touch it. Touch it. You over. Okay. Okay, so obviously this is the one that's going to go on top to cover up that other one. So that one over there. And now, what I'm assuming will be the tricky part. We've got to make us some balance scales. Take this guy and straighten it, supposedly. Okay. And now, that's our base. This goes on right there. So let's see, I am not sure about this, but we'll find out together. Glue on that. Focus. Focus. Thought it would focus by the time I get done there. There we go. Pretty close to centered there. Alright. Now these go with the sort of bulgy parts go up. Right down the middle there, supposedly. So let's do looks like it's connecting. And see, this is what I'm talking about, glue. You quit pushing on it and it keeps coming out. It gets everywhere. I wipe it off and it's still coming. Now I'm going to give that a minute. I'm going to do our bowls. Okay, so one of them, this guy's supposed to go in there as a, looks like it's a counterweight on the bottom of one of them. It's a big one. Even though it's messy, it's a little more controlled messy, I think. That goes in there. Alright. I messed it up when I moved it, I think. No, that's about right. And there, gold goes into this one. And what we want to, it looks like what we're aiming to do is have most of it in our bowl, and then have a couple of strands, the ends hanging out in a perfect world. So, we'll see how that goes. Just get a little glob in there. Try and grab that end, put the middle down into my glue. One side come off. Okay. Yes. Not cooperating. Okay, just have one chain hanging off the edge, I guess. Because that's what it wants to do, and I'm not going to fight with it. Okay, now we are supposed to assemble that all into one piece, all the three of those, but I think I'm going to come back and do that at the end. I mount everything, all the stuff we made tonight, and most of the stuff from yesterday is supposed to go into our room right now. So I'm going to, actually I guess first thing I'm going to do is stack these books up, because they're supposed to be a stack with the letters on top of them. And then we'll be ready to go to start putting things into our room. So, that bottom one, zigzag on the book, and like I said, the letters go on top of the book stack, so put the wonky one down first. So, and then the better looking one. On top of it with that nice little wax seal showing, I think. Okay. Those seem pretty good. So I'm going to leave those on there with that scale. We'll mount everything else up. Then I'll put that in, and then we'll assemble the scale, and that'll probably be good enough for tonight. Get all my trimmings out of the way here. Okay. With the battery box. Okay. Take it out a bit. Let's see, we're working. Well, I guess I could turn on the lights to work on it. See how. Actually, I don't think. Probably not going to be able to show you this because I need gravity to help with it. What we need, ladder. Let's see, a stack of books. I'm going to bring you in here. Bring you handy. Our desk. Okay, so ladder looks like I can do that in now, but it's going to go back in this corner up against those racks. Something about like that. So let me, and I found with these, do a little, whoop. Take that corner off to make it sort of just a little more surface area on the floor. Yep. Not much, but just a little touch more. Because that'll be back behind the desk anyway, so you won't be able to see it. Let's see, here's how I'm going that way. Okay, so there, and there. That's up here on these guys. Okay. And then, anything else doing? This guy is supposed to go sort of here in the middle of the room. Oh, I just saw that string. Something about like eyeballing it. It looks about like that. So that's what I'll have to do with it. And obviously, it's not going to be able to do it on this angle. And then our books go sort of in front of the desk. Trying to find the right picture. It's going to go in something like so. And then when we build that scale, it'll be right next to the books over there. Okay, just so you know what's coming. I think I do need a little bit of an angle to see. I don't know if you're going to be able to, you might catch a little bit off the corner there. Alright. Get a nice bit of glue on each foot. All the strings in between it there. Here about. Had it and lost it. Okay. Yeah. Definitely have to leave it standing straight up. Glue to grab on. Hopefully you'll have been able to see something good in the thumbnail there. Like I said, the books go in front of it here. Nope. Make sure I got the bindings pointed out. And there. You'll just have to take my word for it. It looks pretty okay in there. I'm going to stop here for a minute and let that give that balance scale, give the pieces a good chance to dry, and I'll be right back and we'll wrap this up tonight. Okay, now in theory, this should be able to handle this now. We're supposed to put these little bowls on each one of these little ears on the side here. So we'll see. It should be, let's see that, chained. I'm gonna have, well, not a focus on it. Got like the one chain hanging over the edge there, and then that's supposed to be like the counterbalance on it. So let's I was thinking maybe I should assemble it in the little room, but I'm thinking better of that now. Let's see if I can get these. Okay, hold you steady. Just get some little dab on each one of those. Maybe bring it up the side there. Now, the question is, will they balance? Okay. So far that worked better than I was expecting, so that's good. See how this one does now. That worked too. Okay, cool. This one looks like it's trying to escape. Yep, I'm gonna make it worse. Push you back in. Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised how easily that went together. I thought I was going to wrestle with that for like 20 minutes. Maybe not 20 minutes, but I didn't think it would just hop right on. So that's cool. Now, I guess it's been long enough I could probably show you how this probably should be dry enough to, yeah, there's how the interior turned out. I say this little doodad is supposed to go like right in here. Sort of. And I'm nervous about moving it. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. So let's get a little string. Let's start with the string going in. Okay, so out right here. Get a generous dollop there to make sure it's got good surface to go onto. Let's see if I can get this in there in one go. And I did. So I see it there on the edge. Don't want to tilt it too far. Mounted in place. Oh, cool. Of course now I can't really show you anything because it's still wet, but it's, I think, appears that might be the completed, that room might be completed now. I think it seems, I don't think there's room for anything else to go in there, so I'm assuming it is. Let's see if I can get a little bit, maybe it won't fall apart on me. There you go. That's what I ended up with. But we're going to call that a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to see me do experiments, hopefully a couple times a month. I'm getting back into the groove. That is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over there is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.